Hello, everybody. I just wanted to revisit well, I don't want to call it a garden anymore. It got flooded out, but let's get back at it. This is 3 days of wheatgrass growing. This is going to be for Ninja and Nibble. Wheatgrass, the more you water it, the more it grows. You really can't F up wheatgrass. So over here is the AeroGarden, and as you can see, it's looking extremely weak. Now, what I've done was take the liquid fertilizer as suggested, and I've done the math, and I've got a 1 liter bottle, so it requires 1 milliliter of fertilizer, and I water this guy daily, the AeroGarden, but it just doesn't seem like these plants are getting the nutrients that they need. They're really growing thin, like they're starving. Now over here, I have some GMO strawberries, and they're really coming up quick. In fact, these guys, I believe, were planted. Actually, I did date them. GMO strawberries on 5/16/2007. Man, yeah, look, I mean, these containers are like getting sucked in. These guys really seem to want to get planted into something bigger. So, oops, sorry. Uh, this is coming up. They're coming up really, really nicely. And I'm starting to even notice that they're starting the fights for survival, which is a bad thing. When you have overcrowding in locations like this, it's survival of the fittest, and the root balls that, burrow deep into the soil will surround other ones and then try to cut off growth to the other root balls for other plants so they can steal nutrients. So I think I have a couple in here. I'm trying to get a focus to see if you can see that they basically went to war with each other, and that was the only survivor. Now, on this side over here, unfortunately, this is the only remnants of what was left of the raspberries. No survivors. This is the remnants of the first batch of strawberries. One good survivor, non-GMO'd. This is the only survivor from the experimental perennial. Now, these flowers, I was going to use these as a basis to test my soil pH level because I have, see if I can get a shot, I have some blueberries starting to sprout. These guys were planted about 2 weeks ago. I don't think I have a date on these. Let me check real quick. Yes, I do. Uh, 5/31/17. So that's when these guys were planted. And they're already starting to sprout. These guys are cherries, and I also did an experimental test bed with a different type of soil, and also using the fertilizer that I've got from the AeroGarden, and yeah, these guys are starting to sprout just as equally as fine, if not slightly faster. Let me get that tray into the light. You can see that some of it's starting to come up. Some of them are starting. I have, I think, 4 to 6 per tray, whereas the other ones I only have 2 or 3 because I don't want them fighting for resources inside these little planters. The whole idea is to try to make sure that they're growing and culturing on their own instead of fighting for resources. Now, I didn't use all my seeds. I still have 50% left. Now, beyond just this water bottle, I've made what I like to call holy water. I've taken a soda bottle and I've just drilled a couple of small holes, I think about 5 of them. So whenever I have to go to my plants, let me just get focused here. That is the opposite of focused. Thank you. I can just go in and give my plants a 1, 2, 3 watering. And I've also noticed that whenever I'm using the spray bottle, the spray bottle has a tendency of knocking down or breaking the fragile stems of the plants just because of that forced spray. So I've been trying to use a much more delicate approach towards watering all of the plants with my holy water. And it works fairly well. Not the most perfect design, but, it allows me to water the plants, and you see how the water just dropping on them just knocks them down. I got to keep pulling them back up. They're a little thin because they're fighting for resources right now, so they really should be repotted into one of these guys right here, but I'm not sure yet if I want to put this outside. I still may want to just clean up the recycling corner of the kitchen, where I've also hung a plant rack because I get some really great sunlight, and I've been using that to start some of the seed beds as well. So basically, they start from there, they graduate to here, and from here they should graduate to a larger pot and hopefully go up to the roof. But we've been hit with a lot of really crap weather lately, and I'm really worried that the low chill temperatures at night with the excess rain is going to destroy this garden as well. So I'm trying to keep it indoors as long as the significant bother will allow me. But I got to admit, she's loving it. So, yay, progress.